All right. So thanks for joining us. We're pretty excited about this. We've given this presentation in various forms, from mastermind groups to conferences. I think it's an important presentation because it's an important conversation to talk about selling and everything that entails, but coming from it from a user experience psychology perspective, which I think everyone should. What it comes down to from our experiences, from keynoting conferences, from going on Shark Tank, from inventing products, or doing digital marketing for healthcare companies and other businesses, is what it comes down to in essence is selling, is connecting. And then knowing that the question becomes about scaling. How do you scale that connection over and over and over again, yet remaining authentic? So I think one of the big pieces here that I think once I say people kind of go back a little bit is selling is easy. But if you think of it as selling as a one-off, that's where you fail, because selling is easy, but selling again is not. And one of the common mistakes when that happens is when most people think about others, when you create your buyer personas and you think about people buying, you start to ask the question of how do I get these people to say yes? And that's not how you need to go about this. And then you need to have your headlines for everything that you're writing, because when people read, most people read in kind of this F-shaped pattern. Again, guide that narrative. And here are some of the most popular words that people connect with and resonate with.
And for the most part, if you ask anybody, hey, why don't you have an iPhone? Then they don't have an iPhone. They'll tell you, well, it's too expensive. Or it's not actually the best specs out there for a smartphone. Samsung makes a better phone. What they always give you in terms of their quote excuse for not buying is typically some kind of objective reason. But if you ask somebody, hey, why do you have an iPhone? Typically they have issues answering that clearly. They're like, well, it's good, or I like it, it's pretty, or it syncs to everything else, or it's just kind of part of my life now. It's never anything as concrete as it's too expensive or I got a really good deal. It's usually something emotional. The best way to connect and make that off-ramp happen, right? To allow for the sales prospect to say no to their no's is to focus on these gain creators and pain alleviators. And it really has to do with perspective.